Hey, what's up, friends? It is Botbender Orange, and you may have seen this floating on the net already, but dude, the Voyager Junkion apparently was leaked. And I've been looking at the pictures, and I think it might be misconfigured. So in this video, we'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll also show off some ghetto Photoshop on what I think is the appropriate configuration, okay? All right, let's go. So I just wanted to say that I actually saw this first on Dame Choke's Facebook page. Dame Choke is a crazy influencer, has tons of connects, knows where to get all the scoops and info and stuff. And so, yeah, I saw this on Dame Choke's page. And so I've been staring at this, right? And I believe this is actually the front. I think this is the front. And I think they got it wrong over here. So I think this is the front and this is the back, meaning the waist should be spun. The reason why I think this is the front, there's a couple of reasons. Well, one, if we start with the shoulders, right? The spikes on the shoulders are typically facing forward, or at least that's how it is with Crash Bar, right? And so if we assume that that's correct, that this is the front, that this is the front, this is the front, then a couple of things are off. Like for instance here, there's no elbow bend if this is the front. But here, the elbow bend is clearly visible. And so I believe that this is actually configured the wrong way. It should be spun around, yeah? So this, and like I said, I'm gonna show you my ghetto Photoshop in a little bit, but yeah. So I think this configuration is the front, and this is the back, because you can also see the little what is it, what do you call this, like a bolt or nail or whatever it is. And this is also a 5 milli. If you look at this, there's a bunch of 5 millis hidden, like this. There's one over here, I believe, another one over here, and on the arm in a variety of places. But anyway, so yeah, so I think this is the back. These shoulder bits are the back, this is the front. This is the front of the car, and this is the back. And when we look at this, see that little hole over there, the posing stand? There's one over here, and there's one over here by the waist area as well. So I believe, again, this is all the back, and this should be the front. Kind of resembles the Alicon right now in these colors, right? And it makes sense that typically on the underside of the forearm or on the side is where the 5 millis are. They're not typically on the front side, so I think it does make sense. And yeah. And by the way, there's a couple of other things. So the fist, this over here where it's like there's no design, this is probably the back, meaning you can spin this around, get the elbow to face the other way, and the fist can just remain in their position. This is the front of the fist, and you can see that there's fingers engraved over here. There's a lot more detailing on this one, and so I believe that that this is the fist, or this is the front of the fist. Yeah. Okay, so here's my ghetto Photoshop. As you can see over here, I've spun the legs around. This is the picture, but I think it's supposed to be like this. And I've also spun the forearms around, so I believe it's supposed to be like this. And also, if you notice that there's a little tab over here, so these arms are probably going to tab together. And we're going to talk a little bit about the transformation too, because it seems pretty obvious. Look over here, there's this like space, so this obviously folds up over here, and that's probably the underside of the bot. And or no, actually, I take that back. It could be this is probably the top. Yeah, this is going to be the top. And if there are holes on the bottom, then potentially it's some place where you can put like a hitch or something will connect there, right? So I think it's supposed to look like this. All right, now this is the back that we were looking at earlier. I think it's supposed to be configured like this. So look at this back part, and look at the way the legs look. Like this looks very cohesive. The pictures were not in a great place, and that's why these look pretty ghetto over here. But I think this is all the back, like port. I'm pretty sure I'm correct over here. So I believe that this is the back. Yeah. All right, so before we go into the transformation, yeah, I was taking a look at the head over here and all the hinges, and so this is when I first started thinking that this is probably going to transform like Inferno, because look at this, and it's the same gimmick, right? And the head is on a hinge over here, so it's probably like hidden somewhere underneath, and I feel like this this port for the ball peg, it's probably 5 milli, because if you look at this size over here, it kind of looks like it's the same size. And so maybe he has a normal head, and if he's a combiner, maybe you can pop that out. Maybe there's a combiner head in here or something. I don't know. I don't really know. But yeah, it is interesting. I definitely do think there's something over here, and this might just flip up. Yeah, who knows? Or this might flip down. Yeah, who knows? But I do think he transforms like Inferno, because we talked about the tabs earlier too, right? So let's go back and look at this guy one more time. We talked about this area over here, the tabs. So the arms are probably going to go back like Inferno's, and they're probably going to tab together, or even like Ironhide, Ratchet, like all those guys. they're probably going to cinch together. These feet are probably going to just fold up like this, revealing a 5mm connector to attach like a hitch. And when you flip these out, this probably gets raised in the back. You know what I mean? So they're hanging off the back, kind of, like a la Optimus. You guys feel me, right? You know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, I think that's gonna be the way it works. And so, if these two parts are being fastened together, and let's say they're facing the inside, this is going to be on the outside of the truck, and we have the chain deco and stuff like that. So it definitely makes me think that this is a Junkion. Yeah, some folks were saying that it might be Dropkick. I think that's his name, G1 Dropkick, and that's a possibility too. But I think it's a Junkion. There's a lot of decos over here that make me feel that way, and yeah. Okay, what else we got? I am curious about these things over here if they do anything, but yeah. Was that it? Okay, that's it. That's a pretty short video, but I think he transforms like Inferno. I don't necessarily see some type of like robot torso in here per se. So I'm not really sure if that combiner gimmick is the robot combiner gimmick is a thing. Maybe he just combines in a giant like alt mode. But even if an official one doesn't exist, you know, I'm gonna make it happen, right? Especially there's all these like cool areas in which you know, you can add like a custom head. And there's lots of things that you can do to make these like thighs and connect bots. And so I don't know. I'm gonna have some fun. But yeah, we'll see what else comes next. What else gets leaked? And thanks for joining me. Okay, blah 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 blah.